Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. No, I am not live. I am recording this because when you see this, and it should be live, I will actually be in Vegas at the Backstage Leaders Conference. 4% of demonstrators become leaders, and I am fortunate with my friends and team members to have become a silver elite, and therefore I am eligible to go to Backstage. So I'm looking forward to it. It's my third one, one, two, three, fourth one, and it's always so much fun and such great time to learn with other demonstrators who are working to build a business. So if that sounds something that you're interested in, then let me know and we definitely should talk. But in the meantime, I've got a video for you while I'm over there learning something and bringing back information to share with my team, with my customers, and all that kind of good stuff. Yay, looking forward to it. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive into this kit. So I am going ahead and just going to work with what's in the kit, because that's what a lot of you do when you get the kit. So all you need is a pair of scissors because everything in the kit is there. But I have added my take your pick tool because this improves your kit experience. If you don't have a take your pick tool, I excuse me, I highly recommend it. And if you don't have a bone folder, I also recommend that. It just makes folding it easier. Now, if you've got a thumbnail that you can use or you've got something else that you use, I get it, that's no problem. But it's nice to have the bone folder. And so then when we open this, we're going to see a Lost Lagoon. I am going to also bring in my Lost Lagoon main size pad instead. So these are the only things that I am adding to the kit. Otherwise, we're going to do it with what's in the kit. Okay, I'm doing a block too. We have this block. The blocks come in the kit. You see right here, and what I did is I took two of them and I glued them together, and that way it's a little thicker. So you might consider that if you have more than one kit. Here are our stamps. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way. So this is the Calm and Bright card kit. It is currently unavailable, and I know you're saying, "Oh, June, why are you using a kit that's unavailable?" Why? Because I want you to go in there. If you want this kit, I want you to go in there and mark the little box. So you're going to go to the online store at junebugcreations.stampinup.net. You're going to click on Shop Now or click on the menu, and you're going to find the kits collection. And on the Calm and Bright kit, you're going to click on it. And then there's going to be a box, because it's unavailable. There's going to be a little box that you can put a little X in, and they will email you. Now, if you don't have an account with Stampin' Up, you will need to create an account so they have your email address to be able to use, right? Because without your email address, they can't let you know that it's here. So all you have to do is create an account, click on that box, and they will let you know when it arrives. Why are we getting dark? Let's see. Wrong way. Here we go. Let's go light. I don't know why it was getting dark. All right, so there's our instructions. We need our chipboard for stamping. Here are our stamps. So we have All is Calm, All is Bright, Merry Christmas. I really like that font. That's fun. I might have to use that on some of my other cards. From Our House to Yours, Sending Joy. And then we have little snowflakes and stars, a little house and a tree. And so what I usually do is I just fold this up this way. And that way I can store the stamps in here and I know what's in it. All right. So we have our stamps and our block. We have our no-fail instructions. Beautiful, white, elegant cards. I really think they're very pretty. So then we have here the ingredients in the kit, our coordinating colors: basic beige, gray granite, Lost Lagoon, pecan pie, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, and White. They are white card bases. So then we have our instructions with arrows. Remember, there's arrows for inking, and then the little dark gray dots are your glue dots, and your dimensionals are the hexagons, and it doesn't look like there's any tear and tape in this one. So let's go ahead. We're going to go first to the ingredients page, and we're going to pull those things out. So in here we have this little baggie, and these are handy little baggies. I keep them all. We have our baker's twine in here, or a little, actually it's more of a linen thread. All right, and then we have our block, but like I said, I'm going to use this block that I've glued two together. Then we have our adhesives and our blings. We have our mini dimensionals, our glue dots, and we have our cute little bling. And then we have our cards. So I'm going to find my card bases first. Here we go. And my envelopes. All right, all right, so we're going to do 3 cards, 1 of each. Let's take that stuff off of there. We'll lay these out. Are these all the same? They're all the same. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. There's a little bit of a shine to this. Can you see that? No, now that looks really bright. Let's try this. Go back a little. There we go. I don't know what's going on with the camera. All right, maybe it's tired. It's been busy. All right, so here we go. There's that. So each one gets an envelope, and then we're going to do the card bases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many cards do we have? We have 3 of each of 3 designs. So, oh, this one is already folded because it goes this way. All right, so let's take a look. All right. So I'm not sure. Hold on. Let's look at the instructions. This one goes that way, and okay. Number 2 is the one that is up and down. All right, so there's this one and this one. And then this one goes here because it opens like this. All right. Yep, and there's 3 of those. All right, and then this gets the stitched one. This gets one that has the score line on it. This, whoops, goes there. This one goes here. And then we need these little ones. So these are delicate. Make sure you are very careful when you're pulling them out. You don't want to tear them. Let's zoom in a little for you. All right, so right here, we're going to do 2 of these over here, and then we want 2 of these over here, and then we want 2 trees over here. All right, and then they give us tissue paper in between these laser cuts. All right, so then for this one, we want 1 of these, and then we want 1 of these here. We want a tag on number 1, and we want a little bauble ornament on number 2. And then we want this sentiment on number 3. There's a lot of pieces to these cards, so go through them slowly. I'm just putting all the tissue paper in between, so go through them slowly. So then, oh, we have this colored. All right, so now we want 2 of these. Whew, these are really fine. Good thing they're laser cut. But that doesn't mean they're easy to take out, so you want to be very gentle so as not to tear them. There we go. Boy, I don't know how we're going to glue those with just glue dots. That should be interesting. So we need 2 of them. Come on. Yeah. Whew, these are very fine, so just be careful. All right. And then we want one of the deer. I love everything with deer. We have a little buck that's been hanging out in our front yard eating the crab apples. And then whenever we have apples that go bad or something, we've just been tossing them out to him. I know, we probably should not. He started to walk towards me today and I told him, no, do not get familiar with me. Do not. All right, so then we want this one here. Ooh, and then we want 2 of these. Also fine laser cuts. 1. Let's see. Whew. These are super duper fine. Yikesy wise. Whew. All right, and then we want one of these banners over here, and a house or a church, not sure, over there. And that's it for that one. Ooh. All right, and then we have these. So we want one of the tall Lost Lagoon trees. Come on. Wow, there are lots of pieces to this. Let me kind of kick back here. All right, there's that one, and then one of the 2 of the pink ones, one of the lighter pink, and then there's a darker pink. So here we go. And then, ouch, one of the lighter pull parties and one of the darker pull parties. Wow. All right. Whew, that's a lot of pieces on one. All right, then we need a darker flower and a lighter flower. Wow. And then we need 2 of these holly leaves. So these are non-traditional colors for Christmas, the pink and the blue greens instead of the regular. So there we go. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Move those out of the way. We're going to start with card number 1. So we're going to flip over here. Card number 1. First, we're going to take our stamps and we're going to take our little star like this and put it over here in the corner. And then we're going to take our snowflakes and put it over here. All right, and so what I like to do a lot of times is I'll use different sides, but this is small enough to where it's okay to use the same side. You wouldn't want to if you thought that you might get it on there. Oh, and then we need a sentiment from our house to yours. And I'm going to pick that up on the other side going crossways like that. So I can get all 3 stamps for this one on here. Oh, I forgot to bring something to clean. Oh, I've got this cloth that goes with my glass mat. All right. So where are we stamping? We are stamping on this card. Which side? Let's see. Looks like the side with the raised little X's or stars. All right, so we're going to stamp on here. And first we're going to stamp the, ooh, just got my finger in that. All right. Oh, looks like we need some twine first. Whew. These are some amazing cards because they have so much going on. So it's suggesting 30 inches. I don't know about that. Let's see, how many times around did they wrap it? They wrapped it around 3 times. So I'm going to start back here and put my glue dot right on it. Just like that, and not even taking that off. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and I like to kind of cross it over. Yeah, they crossed it over. So it's crossed over here in the center. All right, and then we'll take this, and I'm going to lift that glue dot, cover, and stick that down on it. All right, there we go. There, that holds it. They have it at a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to push these up a little bit. All right, so now they want us to stamp above and below it. So I'm going to stamp up here. And then they want me to stamp over here. And there we go. All right, and then I'm going to wash this before I ink up that star so that I don't accidentally get it on anything else. So then I'm going to ink up the star, and they want the star right here. Ink the star, and they want a star right there. All right, there's already a star amongst these dots, but they're asking for some extra stars. All right, so then on our sentiment piece, the skinny one, we're doing the From Our House to Yours. So I'm going to flip it over and do right here, From Our House to Yours. Ooh, that's a little crooked. Not going to worry about it. Oh, and then on this one, so we need to stamp this off. Stamp that off, and then we'll wash it and wash it. All right, and then we're going to take these off, and we're going to put on the Merry Christmas. All right, here we go. There's this one and this one, and then we're going to do Merry Christmas. go. Like that. And then, and while I'm away, when I get a chance, I will take a look at your comments and respond to them. So make sure you are commenting so I've got something to respond to, right? All right, so there's that. We will stamp that off. It helps make this last longer and not get so incredibly dirty. All right, so got that. And then we're going to put glue dots on the back of here, and glue dots just are way easier with your Take Your Pick tool. I'm telling you what, they really, truly are. So we're gonna do this. And that. And one in the middle. There we go. Pop that off. There we go. All right. We're going to do this down here underneath. We have it hanging off like that. Oh, but before we do that, whoa. All right, we need a glue dot on here, and that's going to actually go up under there. So apparently June didn't look close enough. All right, so we're going to, we've got an extra one of these. So I'm actually going to use it because June goofed up. All right, no, that's not the one over there. Where is it? Here we go. All right, let's try this again. We're going to, we clean that one. From our house to yours. So this is actually going to go down here. And on here, I'm going to stamp it further over to the left, to the right, because I was supposed to be able to put the little berries over there. Oh, that was much straighter too. See, June I just needed a second run at it. That's all. Sometimes that happens. All right, so now we have one glue dot that stayed there. So we'll put the other glue dot over here. And over here. Pop those off. And now we'll try this again. From our house to yours, and then we have these little berries. They're pink. Again, these are non-traditional Christmas colors, which I don't know, this looks very pretty and soft, but I do like my traditional Christmas colors. How about you? How do you feel about non-traditional Christmas colors? All right, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then I feel like that leaf needs to be pulled down a little. I'm just making the mistake so you don't have to. It just seems to be that kind of a day, I guess. All right, let's see what's next. Let's see if we can not have any more bloopers. All right, so then we have that. This needs dimensionals. And with the mini dimensionals, it really is much easier to just use your Take a Pick tool, I find. All right, so then must be this way. So it's just, yeah, if you've got it, use it for, whoops, for the dimensionals. They just are so much easier. And then taking off the papers, oh yeah, it's just awesome. All right, so then move this out of the way, bring this over, flip it over. We're gonna put more dimensionals on there. See, now if I had my toolbox, you know I would be using regular size dimensionals for this, but I did not bring it over because I wanted to use what you would be using if you had this kit. And because they are smaller, you will want to use a few more. They do have this on there, and then they have them on the sides, but what they don't have is center ones. And because we're putting stuff on the center, you know I'm going to put them in the center because I don't want any sagging. No sagging. We don't sag. We don't like sag. Not on our cards. Not on our bodies. We don't want sagging. Let's not have the sagging. So here we go. Now we're going to turn this over. Ooh, we didn't even prep our card. So let's fold this. Get our bone folder, my other favorite tool. So snips, take a pick tool, and bone folder. 3 of my most common tools. So we're going to take this, we're going to flip it over. We're going to center the white on white, which is so pretty and elegant, don't you think? But I don't think of doing them. I don't think of doing these kinds of cards. Don't ask me why, because I really couldn't answer you. Okay, so now it looks like these are kind of across from each other. I'm gonna bring them down just a little bit. All right, here we go. Ooh, very pretty. All right, so let's see. So we have these, which are kind of a shimmery. So we're going to turn them over to the dull side. And we're going to be putting glue dots on them. This one's going to have a dimensional. The house is going to have a dimensional, or church, whatever it is. Oh, house, because it's from our house to yours. And then our little tag. Oh, I didn't see that. Our little tag needs a stamp. Let's see, which stamp is it? This circle, the star with the circle. Here we go. These are teeny tiny stamps, my friends. Teeny tiny stamps. This is when I would be using my little A block. Oop, it worked. I don't know, it's so small. I wasn't sure if it would, honestly. I thought, ooh, that's gonna be tough. All right, so we need glue dots and we need dimensionals. So we need a dimensional on this one and a dimensional on this one. Looks like I'm gonna need to tie another bow, or tie a bow. And I need a dimensional on that one. And then we need a glue dot. Oh, let me turn those around. Oh, I would think I want the shimmery side out. So we're going to put a glue dot here. And a glue dot here. So we're going to pop those backings off of this one, of this one. We're going to pop the backing off of here, here, and here. All right, the house goes on top, tucked under a little bit, like that. Oh, I like that. And then need a little bow. They said 5 inches. Yeah, that's probably about right. But I like to just tie it while it's on here and then cut it. That way I'm not wasting so much. There we go. Let's see. How big of a bow? It's little. How do they stick it on there? They stick it through there? Maybe they tied it on there. I can't tell. I'm thinking it might be tied on, so let's do that. Let's see. All right, I'm concentrating, having a hard time talking and concentrating. All right, so let's tie the bow on here. See, and I can't, because it's recorded, I can't even look up and talk to you and answer your questions. That's why I do lives and I don't do so many videos, because I like talking to you, like answering your questions or seeing what you have to say. So tell me about your Tuesday, or how's your week going? I'm crossing on this, I'm not there yet, so I can only guess. Crossing my fingers my flights don't get canceled. Canceled with all the craziness with the airlines and the government shutdown and all that stuff. So, yeah, I know some people have not been able to, have had to cancel, some of the people, because of the airline stuff going on and where they're coming from. But I know quite a few people are coming from Australia, so we want them to make it. All right, here we go. There. All right, so that and that. Whew. All right, so let's see. So first, we're going to put this one under here. Oh, no, we're not going to put that first. All right, whoa. Oh, all right. So we need a new one on there, but that's okay. So let's see. First, we're going to flip this over. I'm assuming we want the shiny side, but they've got theirs angled wrong if they wanted the shiny side up. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and do it this way. All right, and then I need another dimensional here. Let's make sure you can see what's going on. All right, and then this one is going to go over here. And then this is going to go on top right here. All right, there we go. Whew, did it. Whew. All right, that was a lot of layers and a lot of stamping. That's more than usual. So in the picture, these are going the other way, but then they wouldn't be able to be shimmery. So I went ahead and kept the shimmer side up. You can see that there. I don't know if that's the right side or the wrong side. I'm really not going to worry about it because I like the little bit of shimmer that it adds. You could also take your Wink of Stella and make the house and the leaves shimmery as well. All right, so there is that. Oh, looks like I smeared that possibly with my hand, but we'll just go for it. We'll just pretend like it was supposed to be that way. And then we'll stick this into the card, which kind of has a little bit of a shimmery inside. So there, whew, that's card one. That took us a while. There was a lot to punch out though. We definitely had a lot to punch out. So let's go ahead and go to card two and see what that one has for us. Because wow, We've got a lot of stamping. A lot of stamping. Yeah, a lot of stamping here too, and a lot of pieces. So a lot of parts and pieces to this card as well. So we're going to start with our fold going that way. We're going to use our ribbon. And it says 31 inches, but I think again, this time we're tying it in the front. So I'm going to open this up and I'm just going to here we go, tie it right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to cut it. And I'm just curious, is it really 30 inches? I'm just curious. Let's find out. So here we go. 10, 20. Nope, I did it in 28. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, let's get this all evened out here. Or not evened out, but you know what I mean. All right, and then we're going to tie it in front because we're going to be covering it this time. All right, it's going to get covered. All right, so tight. All right, we got to do the little knot trick. All right, what's the knot trick you're saying? We're going to take a little glue dot, place it where we want our knot, K-N-O-T, and then we can do this. We can have it sit right there, then it won't move, so it stays nice and tight, and then we can tie our knot so it stays put, and then I'm going to shorten these. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's see, and we have some stamping to do. So we're going to stamp a star and circle on this. We're going to stamp the joy on this. Is there any other stamping? Yes, and then we're going to stamp the snowflakes on that, and we're going to stamp in the circles on this. All right, so we got 4 corners. We can do this. All right, so we are going to clean that off, put it away. Oh, forgot to clean that one off. All right, and put it away. So we need the big star and circle. So I'm going to put that one right there. It can't be shaped, so I'm not worried about it. We want the little snowflake. We'll put it on this corner. And then we want the snowflake star thingies over here. And then we're going to do the joy over here. Oh, no, we're going to do it this way. All right, so let's start with the snowflakes, because we're going to go across. Woo, almost dropped that. All right, we're going to go across. Here we go. So there we go. Oh, cute. Oh my gosh, that was super cute. Look how cute. Can you see that? Those are super cute. All right, so I'm gonna kind of stamp that off. Then we're going to go to the star, which is going to go in the ornament. Oh, let's see. We have another side. Let's try the other side. All right, so there we go. Close. I didn't quite get it centered. I'm not going to worry about it. That is not a big deal. Just proves it's handmade. Then we're going to do the joy, sending joy. So I've got it right there. That way I didn't have to ink up over here. And that's going down towards the bottom of it. Okay, so what I'm noticing is when you have these larger blocks, but you have the smaller stamps on them, if you use the corners, you still have to balance it out so that you are stamping flat. It's more challenging like this, which is probably why I tend to use my smaller blocks. Just a little tidbit of information for you that if you are doing a lot of stamping and you have a lot of smaller ones, you might consider getting some of these smaller stamps, the B and blocks, the B and C. It does make it a little bit easier. So now I want to do those. And I'm actually going to pull this off and put it on the other side because I don't want to mess up this paper with that. So we're going to tap here. And it looks like we're just stamping over here and over here. And what I'm also finding is because these are so fine, if you move, it's changing it, or if you push too hard, it's making it fat. So you can see here how it did that. All right, so just keep that in mind. It's a little more challenging when you have a lot of little stamps on one big block. If that's all you have, of course, you can make it work. It can work. If you have access to smaller blocks, I highly recommend it. It will just make it a lot easier to stamp. All right, so let's put this baby together. So we're going to put glue dots using our Take Your Pick tool right here. And right here. We're going to pop those babies off. Come on. All right, and that goes under here. All right, then we're going to flip this over, and now we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to put some dimensionals on here. So one on each of those and one up there. That doesn't seem like enough, but we're going to go with it. All right, and then we want dimensionals on here. So they've got 6, but again, they did not support the center to keep it from sagging. Apparently they don't. Either it doesn't do it and I'm just paranoid, which I suppose is a possibility, or it just doesn't matter to them. I can't say. I don't know. If I ever have a chance to ask someone who designs a kit, I may end up asking them, hey, how come you don't put them in the center? All right. I'll have to pay more attention when I do classes with people from Stampin' Up! To see. All right, so then we're going to do this, and it's going to be right here. That looks cool. And I like this. I know there's a stamp set that has dies that does this. I just can't remember which one it is. And then this will just be hanging out in the center. Oh, I guess it helps if I take, I was wondering why it wasn't sticking. It was slip sliding. All right, let's try that again. There we go. All right, so now we have these that we want to flip over. All right, I must have, were there ones that went in different directions? There are. Okay, so let me, there's some that went in different directions. So that would make sense. All right. Because it's supposed to be like that. Well, it's supposed to be like this. And then again, must be different directions, and I didn't catch that. So let's see. Yeah, different directions. So, well, that's what happened here. I caught them all in the same direction. So that's why those were a little off. But again, not going to worry about it. Here we go. And this one is going to have the bow through it again. And this, oh, this is going to get a dot, a glue dot in the center. It's a pink poinsettia. Ooh, I flicked a pink poinsettia. Woohoo! All right, and then we're going to put 3 more glue dots on it. So here's 1, 2, 3 glue dots. Let's see. No, that one didn't flick. See, I don't flick. It rarely happens. You saw it happen. And that's about it. They rarely flick for me. All right, so then this one. Oh. All right, so let's see. So then we need glue dots on here, 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 and here, and then a dimensional will go on the back of this one. Ooh, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, which side? Okay, that one's better. All right, so, oh, take the papers off. Come on, don't tear. All right. Let's see. These darn papers, I wish they could flick. My friend Christine can make them flick. I rarely can make them flick. You saw. You've been watching, and I haven't gotten very many flicks out of these. All right, so we're going to start with these, and they will go on this side like this. Like that. And then this one will go on this side. Nope, on this side like this. And this one is going like this. And then this goes in the center. Ooh. I may have gotten those a little low. And then we need the little white pearls for our poinsettia center. 2, 3, and then I'm actually going to stick a dimensional underneath that because I can see it's rolling back. Come on. Here we go. It needs a little prop. It needs to be propped up. There we go. I got it kind of low, but you can still see the sending. And then we have our string again. Oh, this time they're saying 4 inches. Gee willikers. All right. So let's see if I can tie a bow without tying a knot in it. I can when I'm just standing there, not trying to. All right, let's see. Did I get it? Ooh. Oh. I did. Oh, that one's even nicer than the last one. All right. Okay. So let's take the paper off of this, and it goes right here. All right. I don't know. That one, that's supposed to be, yep. All right, I got it a little low, so it's a little hard to see the sending joy. But for the most part, you can see it. I may have stamped. Now, I think I just got that a little bit low. I should have started a little higher. But that looks pretty cool. Actually, I don't like how this is. I feel like it's... Let's see if I can take it off. Nope, it's not coming off. It's on there now. All right, it is what it is. It's done deal. There you go. Sending joy. All right. Whew. These are very detailed cards. These are more detailed than any cards in a while. Look at these. This is just the 2 of them. And look how long it's already taken me. I better get moving. Get hustling. These are intense. But I'm loving them. I think they're awesome. All right, so now, oops, we have 3 ornaments. Oh no, we have 1 stamp. Did we get an ornament on here? I don't remember doing an ornament on here. Ooh, girl. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I missed that. All right, here we go. Here's an ornament. All right, so we need to do some stamping. We're going to do the snowflake on here. So we've already got the snowflake on there. So let's go ahead and do the snowflake on here. There we go. It looks cute. And then we have all is calm, all is bright. But we need to take all these off. And let's see. Oh, no, we still need the snowflakes. We're going to take off the joy. And then we're going to do all is calm, all is bright. There we go. So let's see. There we go. All is calm, all is bright, smack dab in the middle. No, a little more towards the left. There we go. And then the snowflakes will be on this one, and it is in landscape. And you want the raised edge, I think. I'd have to look. I don't know. Let's see if I can see it with my glasses if it's raised. Yeah, can't tell. I'm going to say the raised. Nope, I'm going to say the sunken on this one. We're going to go with the sunken. The debossed. This would be the embossed. This is the debossed. We're going to go with this side. For the stars on the other one, we went with them popping out. So we're going to do this. We're going to stamp it here, 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 and here. All right, just like that. That's all the stamping. And now it's just a matter of gluing all these different things. Look, there's all this. There's all these trees. Lots of trees. And then there's this, which side is which? I think that's the side. And then there's the deer. Let's see, so we want the deer this way. We want the trees flipped over. All right, let's see, so those are going to be, and these are going to be, okay. These white ones, all right, we've got the shimmery side down. So we're going to put glue dots. Woo! Wow, these cards, they're amazing. I love how wonderful they look. They are definitely many parts. So it's taking a while. It is. It's taking a while. So then we need glue dots. I want to put glue dots on everything that needs glue dots. Glue dots on here. Glue dots on here. And you can see by how many pieces, oh, I guess I'm not in the camera all the way. You can see by how many here. So there's just the 1, 2, they get glue dots. These 3 white ones get glue dots. These here will get dimensionals. The deer gets a glue dot. This ornament gets a dimensional and a bow. So here we go. So this one gets 3 because it's so tall. And then this gets 1. And this gets 1. All right, so now we need to just pop off, and if only they would pop. Yeah, I tell you. They're popping. They were just popping over in the wrong place. So, come on. They're staticky. Oh, see what I mean? They're staticky. The glue dot tops are staticky. What else is staticky for you? What do you find is staticky? I find in the winter my hair is staticky. What about yours? It's because it's so dry. You'd think with snow on the ground it wouldn't be dry, but it is. A lot of times it's a dry snow, not a snowball snow. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to put these in the background like this and like this. And then we're going to put the pink over on this side and the green, oop, wrong one, the light green, or the light, what is it, Lost Lagoon, over here. And then we're going to put this one over here. We're going to put this over here. We're going to put this one in the middle. And then our deer actually gets connected to this. And, oh, so this has one dimensional on each end and a glue dot in the center so that it connects to the tree, lays on top of the tree and is stuck down. So we have a glue dot in the center. But before I do that, I need glue dots on these. So everything is built up around this sentiment piece. All right, let's see if we can get those off without tearing it. Let's see, come on. There we go. There you go. All right, and now this one without tearing it. Come on, be nice to me. Be nice. There we go. Thank you. All right. Oh, let's get it off of here. All right, so this looks like it goes right here. And this one goes right here. All right, and this goes across all of those. And then I need to tie a bow on this. So let's see if I can do that again. All right, let's see here. Do that, string that. How many of you are cringing with all the bows I'm having to tie? All the tiny bows. I'd say send me your stuff and I'll send you back bows, but that's probably not going to happen. So you could just do a knot. You don't have to do a bow, or just tie a bow without it being on there and glue it to it. You can do that too. All right. Ooh, that actually came out pretty good. Here we go. All right. Cut that off. I'm doing well with my bows tonight. All right, or today. Well, for you it's today. For me it's tonight. All right, there we go. Oh, now we got to put this on. I guess we were supposed to have already put that on the card, but we'll go ahead and put it on now. I thought it was kind of weird and kind of small, but you know, this is not a big deal to have out of order. Not at all. And remember, since we are using minis, we're going to add, and we put a lot on the, like a lot on the front. We want to make sure to do this. So, all right, so I made some of the mistakes so you don't have to. So now when you get your kit, you'll be able to make the cards without all the mistakes I had. And you know what to look for. That's the beauty of it when I do it for you. So I like making the mistakes for you. I do. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. And that way you don't have to worry. Now remember, how do you get this kit? You make sure to go to the online store, JumbaCreations.stampinup.net. Or you can go to stampinup.com and choose me as your demonstrator. And then you find the item, which is called, go to Kit Collection, or just type in the search Calm and Bright Kit. And then what you do is mark the little box. Put an X in the little box to say you want an email saying when it comes in. We do not have the information yet as to when it comes in. We demonstrators haven't been given that information. This one would be, really all three of these would be great cards for adding Wink of Stella. They really would. So you might keep that in mind. You might add that to your order. If you don't have a take your pick tool, consider it. This, I would say, is probably my number one tool for everything. Pair of snips or scissors. We don't sell the snips anymore, sadly. And then, of course, a bone folder. It helps really crease these down so they're not all over the place. So let's go ahead and look one more time at these beautiful cards. This was card 1. All right. This was card 2. And this was card 3. And Wink of Stella would really add pizzazz to all 3 of these cards. I'm telling you. If it wasn't over there behind me, I'd be putting it on. But it is, so we'll just leave it like this. But there are your cards from the Calm and Bright kit. I think they are supposed to come in, well, early enough before Christmas for you to be able to get this kit. So put the little X in the box. All right, put the little X in the box. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you've done all your commenting down below, and I will make sure to respond as I have some time between the trainings and the workshops that we're doing. And I will see you again next week for Kit Together Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.